Everyone getting into dropshipping asks the same question. How do I find a killer niche? People spend weeks, sometimes months, trying to perfect that niche, searching for an untapped market where they can build a rocket ship. Because most people think, and I bet you do too, that your niche determines whether your business succeeds or fails. Pick the wrong niche and your store is doomed from the start. Find the right opportunity and that is your ticket to fast success. And I am here to tell you that you are wrong. How do I know? I've built 3 dropshipping businesses to 6 figures per month, and the people inside my community have built dozens. And I can promise you this, your niche barely matters. Now, there is one common correlation, something I've noticed all successful dropshippers do, but it is not picking a great or unique niche. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. I'm going to show you exactly why obsessing over your niche is wasted time and energy. And I'm going to show you exactly what you should focus on instead if you want to guarantee your dropshipping store succeeds. The reason people obsess over their niche is because they've been conditioned to believe that success in business comes down to luck, timing, and/or having a genius idea. And honestly, this belief exists not because it is true, but because it makes people feel better. If you are stuck in your 9-to-5 job and you see someone build a successful business, it is easier to say they got lucky, they found the right opportunity, or they were in the right place at the right time, instead of admitting something much less comfortable, which is that they achieved something that you really want because they did something right that you have never done. Now, here is a quick way to prove this to yourself. Think about the people you actually know who have created financial freedom from their own business. I'm talking about people you know personally in real life. The chances are that they run businesses like a property portfolio, a construction company, a law firm, a marketing agency. None of these are revolutionary ideas. They are boring businesses. None of these people who have what you want created the next Amazon, Uber, or Airbnb. They did common, boring things at a high level consistently. And dropshipping is exactly the same. But unfortunately, most people get their approach to dropshipping success completely wrong. And if you are in this camp, you need to correct it fast. Let me break down the trap. There are core approaches to dropshipping. The first is what most online gurus talk about, those promising you almost overnight success. They talk about hot products, things that are trending, things like finding the next fidget spinner to sell. They say to find it, milk it, burn, and go again. That sounds exhausting, but if your goal is to make some quick money, then yes, this is the way. And yes, your niche matters because you need something new, something viral, something trendy. But there is a problem. That kind of business rarely changes anyone's life. You might make money for a few months, but eventually the trend dies. The product stops selling and you are back to square one, searching for the next thing. That is not a sustainable way to build freedom. The second approach to a dropshipping business looks completely different. Instead of chasing trends, you build a business in a stable, boring market. And you win not by finding a hot niche, but by executing the fundamental strategies at a high level. Which brings me to the secret sauce, something I've noticed across every successful dropshipping store I've ever seen. This is the one thing that makes sure you cannot fail. Across my own stores and the people inside my community, I've seen tens of millions in dropshipping revenue. And the niches are all over the place. John Murphy built a store selling e-bikes and exited for $400K. Kellon did $4 million in revenue last year selling geriatric appliances. My first store sold gazebos and I exited that business for $700K. Inside my community, we have consistent, big money businesses selling things like power generators, kids play equipment, custom dumbbells. Now look at that list of niches for a second. None of them are trendy, none of them are new or viral or even particularly exciting. Most of those markets have existed for decades. So why do these businesses succeed so consistently? Because it's not the niche. It's that these businesses follow a common, repeatable formula across things like paid advertising, SEO, conversion rate optimization, and customer experience. And most importantly, they stay in their market long enough to dial in all those strategies. If you pair a proven set of core strategies with consistent execution, you cannot fail with a dropshipping business. But this does raise an important question. If niche actually doesn't matter, how should you choose one? Because you do still need to choose one. Now, I'm not saying that niche selection is completely irrelevant. You can definitely make your life easier or harder with your niche. Some markets are simply more competitive, more saturated, or a bit harder to break into. It won't affect whether or not you succeed, but it will impact the time frame. So when I choose a niche today, I do not guess. I don't follow thoughts or feelings, I follow data. I look for markets where the data tells me that they are underserved, that they are more fertile and susceptible to my paid ad system, my SEO, my overall playbook of strategies. And then once the data points to a niche, I commit. No second guessing, no changing ideas, no listening to my gut, just the data. Because I know you know this now, the real advantage isn't the niche. The real advantage is consistently executing proven strategies inside that niche. That is where businesses and dropshipping stores are actually won. So if there's one key takeaway from this video, it is this. Your niche is not what determines your success. What determines your success in dropshipping is, do you have access to the right strategies? Do you consistently implement those strategies? And do you commit for months and years, not days and weeks? And the great news is that there is nothing from stopping you achieving that formula. And there is nothing therefore stopping you from building a successful dropshipping business. So now you have your mindset and approach dialed in. Let's talk about action, because you're still here, so I know you're committed to doing this. If you don't have a niche and you want to see the exact framework I use to choose one using data so you never have to second guess your choice again, I have made a full video explaining that process and I've linked it below. And then if you want to focus on the strategies that are actually the secret sauce to growing your store, you should subscribe and start watching my videos on SEO, conversion rate optimization, paid ads, and more, because those are the things that are actually going to build you a successful dropshipping business and, more importantly, create financial and time freedom sustainably for you for the long term.